Hi guys, it's the 5th of April 2013 and I was thinking to myself, what video could I make? Well, there's a bit of a trend going around called Draw My Life, so I thought may as well join it and draw my own life. So here it is, Adrito Darcy's Draw My Life. I guess the best place to start is right at the beginning. I was born in London on the 21st of August 1995 at precisely 5 AM. Yeah, that is a picture of baby me, and as you'll probably tell through this entire thing, I can't actually draw, so just bear with. I was actually a week late, which in itself isn't that big of a deal, but apparently it did cause some issues. My dad got really angry with the nurse, in fact, well, that's what he tells me. And ironically, the largest operation of my life was on my very first day. I don't even know what it was for, but I haven't had any major illnesses since, so that's a good thing, I guess. I was born into a small yet great family, simply my father, my mother, and my older sister. They had been trying for my sister for 5 years, who's 3 years older than me myself, so it was a miracle that I was born in the first place. And that's all the blood relatives that I actually have in Britain. Most live in India, and some are dotted around the US and Europe. Yeah, ever since I was born, I've been surrounded by people who are effectively my family. Quick backstory, my father moved to London to study when he was 17 years old, and of course, in that time he made plenty of friends, most of whom have stayed in touch and who are basically like family. How he managed to survive at my own current age, I'll never know, but I guess a superhero isn't supposed to reveal all of his powers. I don't really remember too much about my very young childhood, though I'm pretty sure my parents filmed almost every moment of it. I was a pretty shy character and used to hide behind my mum at every opportunity. Though I was still perfectly happy, spending hours playing Lego or watching Disney films was fine with me. Both my parents worked, but they took as much time off as they could to spend time with my sister and I. My fondest memory is when my father taught me that putting an E at the end of the word often changes the sound of the vowel within the word. My mind was blown. We also took frequent holidays to visit family in both India and the US, though honestly, most of it is a blur. Primary school again, a bit of a haze, but junior school was when I started to hone the skills that I have today. I started playing the piano, started karate and swimming, and joined the school's chess team. I played football almost every day in the playground, and when that wasn't available, cricket was. This was also the time where I found that I was a little different to others. My abilities were a bit above my classmates, and often my teachers would get annoyed when I pointed out something they did was wrong, or say that they were going too slow for me. Fortunately, my secondary school was a haven for people like me. It's a grammar school, meaning that you have to have a couple of exams to get in, meaning that most students have at least above average intelligence. I reckon that if I didn't go to the school, I'd have almost undoubtedly been bullied, but thankfully, quite the opposite occurred. It allowed me to embrace my nerdiness. Firstly, I gained the best friends anyone could ever ask for, and secondly, I was introduced to anime. I of course watched anime previously and similar cartoons before, but I didn't know that they fell under one general genre. I remember that between the ages of 6 and 10 I used to wake up extra early every Saturday morning to watch all my favourite shows like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Pokemon, etc. However, the anime that got me into the whole genre was in fact none of these. One of my friends was obsessed with an anime called Prince of Tennis, and somehow I caught the bug. It even inspired me and a couple of other friends to play tennis on a regular basis, something we still do 7 years on. It even convinced me to drop swimming for table tennis, something that I don't regret. But anyway, I've never really had to do too much work to get good grades, so I had a lot of free time on my hand, so I spent most of this spare time into watching anime. I watched all 200 odd episodes of Naruto over a period of a week. That's a solid 10 hours a day, although not my longest marathon. Though my most memorable memory is when I finally watched Yu-Gi-Oh! From start to finish, and my sister coincidentally played the saddest song during the last 5 minutes. It was the first time I cried to a TV show. And yes, that is my artistic impression of Yugimoto. Speaking of which, I really haven't talked about my sister. We had a great childhood. Well, she basically used me as a doll for the first 10 years of my life. I enjoyed it though, but it's probably the reason why often my personality is not too dissimilar from a prepubescent teenage girl. As I was saying, I watched most of my anime streams, so YouTube was a great place to watch them. It was here that I discovered YouTube communities, the first one being the Pokemon gaming community. 2007 was when Generation 4 of Pokemon was released, and finally we got to have Wi-Fi battles. So after about a year I started my own YouTube channel, Omnimon21, where I uploaded underrated battles and a couple of short AMVs. Anime and music videos. Sadly, YouTube cracked down on its copyright policy and that channel got removed and I lost all those videos. But never fear, I wasn't disheartened and started another channel, 21 Omnimon 21, original name right, this time with narrated battles. I also uploaded Ben 10 walkthroughs which somehow caught onto the YouTube algorithm and reached millions of views. I was then approached to become a monetized partner, which I gladly accepted. Earning about £60 a month isn't bad. I was then inspired by another YouTube community, the Nerd Fighters. I subscribed to Vlogbrothers in about 2008, though I really didn't pay that much attention to it. Somehow though, I got into it, and a year later I became a nerd fighter. So I invested the revenue of 21 Omni 121 into a camcorder and started this channel, Dr. Trees. Meanwhile in school I did my GCSEs and started my A-levels. I've done a lot of crazy stuff at school, but my worst has got to be punching through a window during my final year of compulsory education. I don't even know why I did it, but I have the scars to prove it. Unfortunately, this delayed both my final grades for piano and karate by a year because apparently you need a right hand to do both of those activities. But I passed both of them in December of 2012 on consecutive days. All's well that ends well, I guess. The last academic year was pretty busy for me, applying to university and all, so I chose to focus on my studies, and all that work managed to pay off, so this year has been a lot more relaxing than the last. Though unfortunately I think I'm the lowest that I've ever been, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Everything I wanted a year ago I have, which was pretty much my offer to read maths at Cambridge, and I know I should be spending all my efforts into achieving this offer, and I am, but I feel a little, for the lack of a better word, meh. I guess this phase will eventually pass, but for now, I'm a little confused about life. However, what I do know is that I'm happiest when I'm doing one of three things: simply watching anime or YouTube videos while doing maths, hanging out with my friends doing whatever we do, or doing something creative like playing music or making these videos. So, thank you for watching, I appreciate it.